Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and it is number 17 of the We All Rise Together series. Today, we're going to be talking about fun. Are you having fun? What is it about making music that is fun to you? I'm not asking you that directly right now, needing an answer, because we'll get to that. But without a doubt, we are all very, very different, unique individuals. But in many, many ways, we are all incredibly similar in what makes us happy and what constitutes as fun. For all of the differences that we share as human beings and the things that we use against each other, which seem like they're growing more and more as each day goes by. In fact, it's our similarities that, when shared and combined, create amazing situations, moments, and advancements that allow us to create stuff that is just fucking fun. When we refer to an activity or situation as fun, we define it as pleasant and enjoyable, and it causes you to feel happiness and joy. Yes, it's true that in modern times the word fun these days now seems more associated with sex hookups and fucking each other online. When did that change? Well, I guess it's fine, because fun is a broad term, isn't it? Fun doesn't have to be some kind of exhilarating experience. It can be as simple as sitting on a couch in your favorite baggy clothes, eating junk food and watching that trashy garbage reality TV that you know is not good for you, but you just can't stop watching it because it's fun. Don't ever let anyone ever shame you for what constitutes as fun for you. There are exceptions, I guess, like murder, abuse, hate. It's not really fun. Feel free to stamp that shit out. If you are a person who derives fun from murder, abuse, or hate, perhaps it's time you spend some fun times in a padded cell. But what I want to know right now, for all of you who are here in the chat, and I thank you for being here, and those of you who are watching on the replay, what is it about creating music, video, art, whatever it is that floats your creativity fun boat? What is it that is fun for you about doing this? Fire off in the chat and I will read your comments out. I want to know what makes music fun for you. Well, thankfully someone's put something in here, and of course, it's Russ. Taking the piss. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Fun doesn't have to be about this always achieving something. It can be totally about taking the piss out of something. Yeah? Brad Example says, my fun boat, I like that word, fun boat. There used to be a movie called Sex Boat, you know. Totally different movie. My fun boat is also called the Hedonism Cruise. It floats on the souls of my forgotten enemies. Nice, Brad. Sean Chandler says, it means a sense of accomplishment on something you put a lot of time in, and it's something that will last forever. Gary Hubbs, the exhilaration of creation. That's very broad too. Thomas Gillane, hello to you. I get all giddy when notes click. Absolutely. Dave is just here to confirm that taking the piss, I think that's piss instead of pigs, unless you've got some strange fetish for pigs, Dave. Taking the piss, corrected for you, Russ. Kim Harden Hudson says, discovering things about myself, my DAW, production in general, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something with my life. Hell yeah. Black Covers, hello Ingo. Creating something out of nothing. Playing around with sounds and destroying audio until it's completely unrecognizable from its source. Thomas Christ, a man of the same heart as me. Let me just take a moment here to play a bit of sax for you. Ah, that feels good. That was fun. Bright Example says, I just get fun from finishing a song, playing on other people's songs. I love hearing everybody's songs each week. Absolutely. And Dave says, I'm a total piss taker. I'm with Russ. Absolutely. And so am I. PJ Kobe says, just playing is fun. Making new friends when collaborating is fun too. Thomas Gillane, it calms me down, gets me to turn inward. Andy Goldsby, hello. Just love playing the guitar, not thinking about anything other than the moment. All these, the points I made at the beginning of this show are absolutely spot on. We're all absolutely different, yeah? We all have these different reasons. We all derive fun from different things. Russ, actually stop taking the piss for a second to say making music, it takes you on a different journey each time. Yes, I know, Dave. Joe Glenn says, the orgasmic feeling when Barry comes back from the sheep. No, hang on. That's the wrong one. The orgasmic feeling when something is accomplished and falls into place. Patrick Chandler, hello. Inner peace as well as the great feeling that your creation may move someone else's mood or emotions. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely spot on. There is no wrong answer. This is the thing. And if somebody tells you any different, tell them to fuck off. Adam Burst says, it's my form of expression with no rules and doing things my way. I did it my way. Cy effin says, I guess I split it into two. I enjoy playing and performing, classical playing, and the feeling that it gives me. Composing is fun when it's not frustrating. Yeah, because it does get frustrating sometimes. Absolutely. Let me scroll down, see who else I can find here. Hello to you all. Thank you all for being here. Kronk Song says, escapism. Yep. Valid. 100%. Kim Hudden Hudson adds, I really like details too. So all the details that most people find tedious, like that stuff, it's fun. Holy Ghost! It gives a focus to all the noise in my head and puts them to good use. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Take that noise and turn it into something absolutely beautiful. Even if it's death metal, it's still beautiful. Finally, David Collette. Okay, I'll chime in. Fun for me is learning new things in music. I'm not a professional musician. I love learning new apps or new theory, perhaps a new chord. That's what I love to hear, David. That's what I try and do here every day with a bit of a stupid slant. Try and have a giggle, and hopefully we'll walk away with something new. If not, that's okay too. Tristan Green. AUM is so much fun for me because I almost have no idea what's going to come out every time, and that's what's fun for me. Couldn't agree more. David and double chime in now. Fun for me is creating a composition no matter how small. Fun is chatting with others in these chat rooms. Fun is seeing and listening to others excited with music. Oh, and of course, pissing. Well, I'm glad that you're still pissing, David. Don't hold it in. You got to take the piss, mate. Playing guitar and singing with Adam Burst. Songwriting is also fun. It's a release and it can be a calming influence. Barry Glenn's got something to say here. Sometimes things happen and you don't know where they came from. Yeah. Let's bring in some noise here. I'm using the incredible Zoa today with Digitalism 2000 and a whole bunch of cool effects with, as usual, if you haven't seen the show before, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 audio tracks playing up here that are hidden. And if you can work out what they are, you won't get a prize. But they're to do with fun. Let's get back to some comments and we'll move forward. What is this question, says L'Reality. The question is, what is it about creating music that is fun to you? Curve Planner says, the orgasmic feeling! Or 4 pints. I can see your comment coming up, Russ, and I'll be ignoring it. SM Borthwick. Right now, I'm enjoying just writing songs. Recording and releasing will come later. Yeah, fuck pressure, man. Pressure. Hey, pressure can be fun as well too. We'll talk more about like that also. Andy says, I need this tonight. I've kind of given up the last couple of weeks. Not wanted to play a note. Need to get my head out of my own ass. Only if it's starting to stink in there, Andy. Let's see. I'll find a few more comments and we'll move forward. The reality says, what makes music fun for me is something that can't be explained. It just compels me. The power of Christ compels you. Probably a bit dark there, but I couldn't resist. Tristan adds, my fun boat is whatever that is in and what makes up the boat. I'm just a fleshy meat boat wearing a coat. There's some great lyrics in there. Russ, you're a smartass and I love you. All right. I want to tell you a little bit about what makes music fun for me. Where's that comment? What makes music fun for me? What makes it fun for me? Challenging myself. Creating things from nothing. Challenging people around me with music. Hopefully uplifting people with music. What's also fun is the knowledge that I know that music isn't always going to be fun for me. And knowing that I can walk away at any time from it and find other things that are fun. Because it's those other things sometimes that encourage me to come back to music and make it fun again. Because you can't always find inspiration from music. This is my personal thing. And there's been many times, like many of you here, I'm sure, who have gone, I'm just not feeling it. And that's okay. Yeah? That is okay too. Because you can find inspiration and fun in other things and take a break from creating all the time. Because let's bring in this track here. Because creating music, video, art, photography, or whatever it is that you create isn't always fun. Even though we love what we do, for many reasons, sometimes we just can't explain it. It's just not fun. Be it health issues or stress, sadness or depression, or just life getting in the way. It may even be something else in our lives that we deem more fun than creating music. For example, a new relationship, a new love, a new job, or responsibilities that have come out of the blue, or even new hobbies that have overtaken music and are more fun in that snapshot in time of our lives. And that's okay. Because I'm sure there's many of you who life has got in the way. You've fallen in love with somebody. Come on. Feel free to put your hand up if this has happened to you. You've fallen in love with somebody, you had all this creativity, and all of a sudden, you're not writing any fucking music because you're so in love with this person. You're having so much fun sharing a life with this person in this moment that you're unable to create things. That's happened to me many times. I don't know if it's just because I can't multitask. Maybe so. But in my opinion, you can't force fun onto yourself or onto others. If you ain't feeling it, then you just ain't feeling it. If your creativity stops being fun, that's okay. Because there's a plethora of other activities that we all enjoy outside of creativity that we deem fun, and those can always be partaken in until we are ready to go back to being creative. So I want to know from you, once again, this is the interaction part of the show again, in the chat and in the comments if you're watching on the replay. What have been some of the ways, some of the methodology that you have implemented to overcome those times when creating isn't fun? Have you looked at other hobbies? Have you forced yourself to make things? Have you just stopped altogether? I want to know. I want to know. And what are the ways they may not have necessarily helped? What are the things you've tried? What are the things that have been successful? What hasn't been successful? How have you got back to doing the creative things that make you happy and are fun? Joe Glenn says, playing live causes diarrhea and nausea. I can agree with that. There's been moments I've played live and vomited all over my hand before I've gone on stage. And that's okay. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. Black Covers says, just focus on something else and come back to it when it feels right. Can be half a year easy. Absolutely. There is no time limit. Time pressure. We put ourselves on it unnecessarily, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. Kronk Song says, I will be out in the garden when the weather gets better. Meanwhile, songs. 2 today. Second one very quick and simple and inspired by Wet Leg. Better than Wet Brain. The band, not an accident. Lou Reality says, I just move over to visual art, generally. In the past, it would be one or the other, but now they feed into each other. Yeah, that is the thing. We live in this time now where our creativity, all these creative things that we have going on, they are merging. They're merging into one, where we've got all these skill sets we're picking up. And they're becoming this huge, beautiful painting. It's great. I force myself when it doesn't become fun. Hey, yeah. And so, like, I do the same thing myself. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know? And that's okay. Curve says, I can't get the comment in the screen. Can I? There we go. I've been on vacation since my muse took a vacation. Hey, yeah, I haven't even talked about muses. Man, I have had so many muses in my life. Not always good. Sometimes they led me down some dark paths. Kim Hardin Hudson says, a cover I was working on became not fun, so I started another one. And we'll go back to the other later. Yeah, absolutely. You can go back to things. You can take a break. You can go back. You know what? Here's the thing. Like, I've been working on an album, most of you know, for about 8 years. And you would think after 8 years' time, to me, it would be like, this album sucks. I'm so over it now. But I remember each time I go back to it to finish it, hardly anybody's heard it. It's still new to everybody else except me. So it's okay to come back to things. L'Oreal Leela says, I just did a rust. One time in 2019, I was so sick and ran out of pure adrenaline, then collapsed in a heap at the edge of a stage. Been there, done that. Thomas Christ says, find something else to do for a while. Yes, until inspiration hits, or I can reorient my perspective in a more positive direction. I just saw your comment, Leela. I'll get to it. Work got in the way of making music for years for us. I've never had a problem making music. It was my job before. So in a weird way, I've trained myself to be productive, coming back to do music again. Leela says, just this week, I made so many Instagram covers out of my old artwork. Then I suddenly had a chord progression in my head. Yeah, because inspiration comes from everywhere. Inspiration for me came from the guy who came and looked at my roof yesterday and told me it was going to cost $1,000 to fix. So I went and made a coffee in my brand new cup. Inspiration comes always. Holy Ghost says, if I'm not feeling the music, I work on the video or go watch TV. It's good to forget about it for a while. Yeah, totally. We've done shows on this before about going and doing other things, playing video games, going out into the garden, talking to that fucking neighbor that you hate next door and want to punch their head in because they keep banging on the wall all night, and telling them they're an asshole. Leela says, buy new apps. Only if you can afford it and you need it. Tristan says, most of the time I don't create anything super great. I just continue to try to create something every day to keep my boat afloat. I'm a sucker for yacht rock like Toto. There's my smooth operator. Smooth operator. No, Joe Glenn. The cups aren't in the merch. They will be there soon. I promise. I only got this yesterday, folks. This is the new merch, the new How to App merch. There you go, with the How to App logo on the other side. For the unt in your life. But yeah, they'll be available soon. I just had to get one for myself first. Kronk Song says, any sort of creativity is good with me. Love a bit of illustration, design or cooking. Hate doing accounts, paperwork or anything financial. Even creative accounting doesn't inspire me. Let me tell you about bookwork and being a YouTuber. It happens and it sucks. Excuse me. Sorry. Still coming off the plague at the moment. Gary Hub says, inspiration's a funny thing. I can't find it lately. Well, I want to talk about some of the things. You know what? Because how we draw inspiration, how we get fun, the things that make creativity fun are not always creating. So I've got a list of things here. Collaborations. Let me just change this up. I know what everybody wants. Let's do it. We'll go out with the penis. Collaboration. Recording a song or an album. Writing a new song, teaching yourself something new, teaching someone else something new, performing a gig, playing along to a backing track, producing a video, sharing your music, giving others feedback about their music, buying and sharing other people's music, just listening to music. completing a project, starting a project, engaging in a community of creators, buying new gear or apps. If somebody's telling you you don't need all the gear and you don't need all the apps like someone like me, if they make you happy, if they're fun, have at it. Who am I to stop you? I wouldn't ever. Singing in the shower or around a campfire or in your car or anywhere you want. Trying to understand compression. Just hanging out with friends and discussing music. Or just shitting on music. It's okay to shit on music as well too. You know what I'm saying? Right on, right on. Absolutely. When I've fallen off the wagon making music, what are some things that I would do? I've already mentioned, I just fuck off and go do something else. Absolutely go and do something else. And come back to it. Go and draw, go and paint, go and try and make a video, go and play video games, go play Grand Theft Auto and murder as many people as I can in the virtual world. I can't sit on Twitter anymore because I'm banned. I want to know also, let's close out today. It's not going to be a long one today. What are some of... So for you in the chat, everybody in the chat, I want to know, and for those watching on the replay, so leave a comment. What are some other hobbies away from creativity that are fun for you? Now, the reason I'm asking you this is because sometimes we need to hear ourselves say these things out loud, type them out loud, remind ourselves of the other things in life that are fun for us, because we can forget sometimes because we get so involved in and set in one lane of got to make music, got to make this, got to do this. So what are some of the other things that you enjoy that are fun away from creativity? Because they're just as important. And I want to know, because I see you guys in my chat all the time. You're like my family, and I'm interested in what your hobbies are. Let me just give you some thinking saxophone. All right, let me scroll up. And, yeah, Procreate is fab. I love Procreate. I actually have it open and normally would start drawing around this time. So let's do that. Dave Fox says, bike riding, motorcycles, and beer. I'm going to draw a beer just for Dave. There we go. Look at that delicious beer right there. So it says, I'm in a non-music phase at the moment. I will come back eventually. Only stuff I've created is with others. And yeah, damn straight. Russ says, porn. All right, well, you know I'm going to have to draw it. God, it always goes down here. Joe Glenn says leather braiding art, and recently Joe made me a fantastic bracelet. I'm trying to draw it here with some clasps. There we go. It looks like a dick. What am I doing? What's going on? Dave says, Used to be football, but I'm an Arsenal supporter. There we go. That doesn't look like a soccer ball, does it? It looks like it's a choc chip cookie. They need to be hexagons, don't they? Fuck me. Let's see. Matching my socks from Curve. All right, I can draw a sock. There we go. There you go. Sorry for not putting a lot of effort in today with the drawing. It is what it is. Hiking, watching sports, cooking. Yes. What can I do for cooking? Look at it. I'll just draw an oven with some hot plates. Fuck. There we go. There's enough. Should I do a range hood as well? Fuck. There you go. Barry Glenn says, playing with sharp rotating blades or razor sharp chisels. What the hell? You know that thing about murder I said, Barry? Earlier on? There we go. There's a blade. Sports and cooking. Well, I've already covered those. Thomas, I've already drawn my best. Cold Acre says, making love. Making love. Watching motorsport or YouTube. When it's live, GT racing. I've had a couple of motorsport motorbikes. Should I try and draw one? There we go. That'll do. Quick draw's a good draw. New hobby, says Black Covers. My wife and I started learning golf. Wow. No, I should have drawn a flag, a hole in one. Let's remove that. Put this down here. There we go. There's a flag. L'Oreal says, hanging out with the dogs. How can I draw Russ here? There's my dog. We've got golf, dogs. What else do we have here? Watching weird YouTube videos. Awesome. Who can I draw? Can I draw Pete Johns? Let's try and draw Pete Johns. He's weird. He's a weirdo. There he is. Pete Johns. Saying, g'day, cobber. Oh, goodness me, Pete. I'm sorry. Oops. Wrong screen.
It's full of fucking swearing.
There we go. We're getting off track big time. Let me see who else. Kim Hudson says, playing with my dog, and I like watching a lady on YouTube that makes polymer clay miniatures. Or painting videos. I like those. How can I leave this out? Andy Goldsby loves roses. That's not a rose. It's not a rose, but you get the gist. You know what, Joe? You know I actually can draw really well. It's just I'm not putting a lot of effort in it today. Krong Song says foraging. How do I draw that? I don't know. Who else? PJ Kobe. So what else? A good walk. A good walk. Doug Kidder says, "What have I popped in on?" This is the fun show where we're talking about things that creativity and music and fun. Who else did I see here? I feel my boat definitely gets shadow banned. I walk my dog and take him places, especially when I don't want to. I always feel better when I get back because it makes my dog happy. Yes. Thanks, Joe. So supportive. Did I see... Who else did I see here? Someone who I haven't read out. Oh, there we go. Patrick Chandler. Riding my motorcycle. If it ever warms up here in the Northeast. Draw dignity. Well, I can't draw you, Cold Acre, can I? Boom. Boom. All right. There's a few people who I haven't read out yet. I see Brad example. A good head full of a good head full of drugs, and a nice long ride on my 4-wheel always rests me. I think I saw. Why is your comments not coming up today? Audible video. Laughing at Jade making an ass of herself, or absurdity, or Japanese anime is less far from reality as you can get. Thanks, Audible video. That's so kind of you to laugh at my idiocy. Hey, whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean? All right, we're going to bring this home. And look, I just want to say, the reason I do these shows, draw a mushroom. I did already. Didn't you see this one? There it is. There's a mushroom right there. Holy shit. All right, let's get out of the drawing thing. All right, so the reason we do these shows is because I think it is a positive thing to talk about things. And if you go through the playlist of this W.A.R.T series that we have, I think this is episode 17, you know? So we've done a lot of these, and we've covered things like depression, we've covered anxiety, we've covered how to get your music out there to people, we've covered, so many different topics. And the reason I do this is because I think it is important as creative types to actually sit and talk about this. Because we live in a world where it's still like shamed that we shouldn't talk about this stuff. You know, we're still like made to feel like an asshole sometimes, or made to feel inadequate for not talking about this stuff. And I think we should. And, you know, this is what I try and provide to my community here. So hopefully you do enjoy these shows. Because ultimately, there is no correct way to have enjoyment from your creativity. There is no shame for not being able to find the fun in your creativity. Many of us take breaks for a short period of time, and many of us have had extended breaks in creating because life just gets in the way. The one thing is for sure, that if you derive fun from creating, then no matter how long you take away from it, to attain fun from other outlets, your creativity and the fun you derive from it will always be with you. Yeah? Always. The most important thing is, I want to thank you guys for being here and supporting the show like you always do every day, day in, day out. You know, you guys rock. And I love hearing the things you create that may derive from this show, or may not derive from this show, or derive from other communities that you share experiences with. And hell, man, you may be on YouTube to do covers and collaborations. You may be on YouTube to play along guitar to a backing track. You may be here to create the greatest album of all time. You may be here just to sit back and watch and encourage other people. It's all good. As long as you're having fun, it's the most important thing. Always. You're important, and what you get from creating is important. And don't let people tell you otherwise. I'm always going to say it. Tell them to fuck off. Or just, very soon, purchase one of my new cups, but it'll be out soon. And just give them one of these. All right. Let me remove this from here. Because There is something else I want to announce on the channel that I noticed today that is really cool, and I'm super stoked YouTube have done this. Let me go back here and bring my camera back there. So I have noticed that on my channel going forward, YouTube have turned on a new feature. So you will know that being a monetized channel, I can get super chats on here all the time. But now, after the shows, you can actually leave a super chat after the show. There is a new button on my videos that say, I think it's a thank you, and you can leave after show super chats. It's really cool new feature. Super happy that YouTube have turned it on for me finally. So if you are watching on the replay and you want to donate or anything like that, you can now do so if you can't make these live streams. I'm going to go out today and be very self-indulgent and play something that you've all probably heard a million times before. But again, it ties in with exactly with what we're talking about today. And it is fun and doing the things that make you happy. So I want to thank you all for being here. I will see you in a couple of days' time. I've got tomorrow off and I'll be doing a live opening hour this week. And I'll be doing the karaoke wheel this week. So we'll be spinning the wheel for random karaoke tracks, which will be interesting. But I'd like to go out today and play you all a song, something I recorded ages ago. It is my song that I love to sing about people, and it is Do What Makes You Happy. Just remember, always do the things that make you happy, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for being here, guys. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And remember, we all rise together.
This is not another love song. It is about being true to yourself. It's all you can rely on. And friends who love you for being your true selfish. You may think it of me, but we are connecting right now. Here, your selflessness is all you need, and then you can be true to your words and music, your life you choose it. Songs and laughter are shit ever after. You can choose it all, you can lose it. But remember, don't ever abuse it. Just do what makes you happy. This is not another fairy tale. It is about seeing through someone else's eyes that have seen a million places and faced adversity and prejudice just for being themselves. Is it really worth the hassle to hate someone for being different? 'Cause everybody's made of flesh, bone, skin, and blood. We eat and breathe that love we love. Through words and music, your not thinking about you. So why do so many people lash out in public at a person for being 100% themselves? You can believe in yourself 100% without being an asshole. I wasn't happy for many a year in my life. Emotions going on a roller coaster suicide. I truly hated myself because I feared the worst. Nobody would love me for me. Telling you free and thinking it punished in life. And honesty is something I found very hard to believe. The anger was building inside of me when all I really wanted to do was when everything was going bad. Let it out, don't be so sad. Don't let the drama make you mad. Try
Boom.
Stunning.